So students, welcome to the new English class. I hope you guys are very fine. So today we will start our English literature chapter number 1, Monkey Trouble. In this chapter, first we are going to discuss is the theme of the chapter, how do birds and animals survive. So students, let me talk about what sort of relationship we have with them. Is very special and is very unique. As the owners are very emotional with their pets, and the pets are very dependent of the types of human involved. But the way animals feel is very different. Every species different sort of behaviors with their owner. So we have to behave very good and happily with animals. So our first chapter is based just on animals and they survive. That is lesson number 1, Monkey Trouble. Let's start the lesson. Grandfather bought Tutu from a street entertainer for 10 rupees. The man had 3 monkeys. Tutu was the smallest but the most mischievous. She was tied up most of the time. The little monkey looked so miserable with a collar and a chain that grandfather thought she would be much happier in our home. Grandfather liked to keep unusual pets. So students, here grandfather bought Tutu only for 10 rupees from a street entertainer. Street entertainer means someone who goes around the street singing, playing an instrument or making monkeys dance for money. So for 10 rupees grandfather bought Tutu. As Tutu was the naughtiest among all, the street entertainer always tied her, and then grandfather thought she would be very much happier in our home, and grandfather liked to keep unusual pets. Let's go for the next paragraph. At first, grandmother refused to have a monkey in the house. You have enough pets as it is, she said, referring to grandfather's goat, several white mice, and a small tortoise. So students, in this paragraph, at first grandmother refused that, no, we can't keep in our house. We have enough pets. He has having goats, several mice, and small cute tortoise. But I don't have any, I said. Here grandfather said, I don't have any. You are mischievous enough for 2 monkeys. 1 boy in the house is all I can take. But Tutu isn't a boy, said grandfather. This is a little girl monkey. Grandmother gave in. She had always wanted a little girl in the house. She believed girls were less mischievous than boys. Tutu was going to prove her wrong. She was a pretty little monkey, her bright eyes speckled with mischief. She had a white grain which showed her purely white teeth and terrified Aunt Ruby. So students, when grandfather said, I don't have any, the grandmother said, I can't. I can just keep only 1 man in my house. I can't handle 2 men. Then grandfather said, that's Tutu. That Tutu is not a man. It's a little baby girl monkey. Then grandmother gave in. Here gave in means accepted. Something she had not agreed at first. She had always wanted a little girl in the house. So she believed girls are less mischievous than boys. But she didn't know that she was the naughtiest and Tutu was going to prove her wrong. She was a very pretty little monkey. Her bright eyes always speckled with naughtiness. She had a white grin. Here grin means big smile, which showed her pearly white teeth and terrified Here terrified means frightened or afraid. Aunt Ruby. Let's read the next paragraph. One of the first things I taught Tutu was to shake hands, and she insisted on doing this with all who visited the house. Major Malik would have to shake hands with Tutu before he could enter the drawing room. Otherwise, Tutu would climb onto his shoulder and stay there, playing with his hair and mustache. Her tail worked as a third hand and added to her good looks. Grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks. So students, when Aunt Ruby got a fright, grandfather and grandmother taught how to shake hands, and she insisted on doing this without who visited the house. One day, Major Malik entered and welcomed himself to have to shake hands. But before he could enter the drawing room, otherwise Tutu had started already climbing onto his shoulders and stay there, playing with his hair, mustache, and Tutu's tail worked as a third hand and added to her good looks. Grandfather had believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks. She doesn't know that another pets are in their house. So let's read the next paragraph. Aunt Ruby had not been informed of Tutu's arrival. We heard loud shrieks from her bedroom and went running to see what was wrong. It was Tutu trying on Aunt Ruby's petticoats. They were much too large, of course, and when Aunt Ruby entered the room, all she saw was a white bundle with no face jumping up and down on the bed. So students, when they heard very loud noise from a bedroom, they went running to know what was happening with this room. So it was Tutu trying to put Aunt Ruby's petticoat. It was so large. When she saw this, she was so proud. She saw a white bundle with no face jumping up and down on the bed. So students, here we learned first part of this story. In second part, we will learn more about the monkey. Thank you.